on a pouring rainy night where buildings and bodies lay strewn across the ground. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps splashing through water echoed from nearby. Abruptly, the figure of a woman appeared, skimming across the water at an incredible speed. Several figures standing behind saw this and shouted, "She's escaping!" Each of them held a weapon in hand as they commanded, "Don't let her get away." Then a hand rose, glowing with a faint red light. A voice sounded from behind them. "That is enough." It turned out that the Continental Master Zhang Li Chu, along with several others, had arrived. His eyes full of killing intent looked towards the woman who had just fled. Now, consciousness is paramount. The scene at that moment looked truly tragic. The old man looked down at the gasping young man and growled, "Kim Si-hyuk." Zhang Li Chu then showed a mysterious smile. Someone from a small country truly admirable. But that's all there is to it. A fallen hero like him doesn't have the right to exceed the limits. As he spoke, that smile became even more savage. He finally dared to live true to himself. "Ah, Zhang Li Chu, aren't I someone worthy of becoming a god?" He tilted his face to the sky and screamed loudly, "Do you see, Zhang Li Chu have kept my promise to you?" Instantly, crimson lightning flashed above his head and a sharp eye appeared. That eye was crimson like a cat's eye. From it came a mysterious voice. "That's right, you did it, Zhang Li Chu." Zhang Li Chu's face beamed with happiness as he said, "Now it's your turn to fulfill your promise. Raise me up. Let me become the constellation of Earth." As the last words were uttered, a dense aura of dark energy surrounded him. "To become a celestial god," a voice replied, "Very well." At that moment, the system's voice rang out. "Constellation requesting the birth of Earth. Constellation no. 274. Duplicate analyzing target does not qualify. Duplicate analyzing. Target does not qualify." Just those few lines of text left the old man stunned. Huh. But the system remained silent, expanding search range. Next to the man's corpse, text appeared, "Confirmed qualified candidate for constellation is deceased. No reason to continue the galactic arena on Earth. No, 274. Hearing this, Zhang Li Chu angrily yelled, "No! What is this?" Then came a notification. "Protection rights of Earth. No 274 have been revoked. Galactic arena on Earth. No 274 is officially cancelled." The eye above saw this and sneered, "Oh, Zhang Li Chu, it seems you are not qualified." This angered the old man. "You dare deceive me." He decided to make a scene. "You clearly said that if I killed Kim Si-hyuk, I could become a constellation." The eye clearly felt annoyed. "Yes, that is what I said. As you wished, I requested your ascension. It's just that you're not qualified." As soon as the words ended, sparks of electricity shot out. The old man was hit and cried out, "Ah!" Even the figures behind him couldn't escape their unlucky fate. At that very moment, Zhang Li Chu still shouted, "Bastard!" But the mysterious entity just smiled brightly. "Ha ha ha! How interesting, this moment always satisfies me." That eye solemnly declared before everyone, "I will enjoy devouring your world." That day, the rain poured relentlessly on the ruined village. A woman burst through the door shouting, "Kim Simon, Estau." Her face etched with fatigue asked, "Are you doing something by yourself again?" But she only saw a pile of miscellaneous items on the floor. On the floor, a man was busily doing something. "Are you here?" Seeing this, the woman snapped angrily, "No, the whole world is falling into chaos. And you're calmly doing this." But she only received the reply, "Besides alchemy, what else can an alchemist do?" At this point, she could only reproach him slightly. "You really are something." Finishing her words, she threw a bag onto the ground. "Here, take this." Seeing it, the man's eyes lit up. In his hand was a special potion that made him stare blankly. "This is..." At that moment, information appeared. "Elixir pill level. A legendary product of alchemy known as a divine medicine. It can even be effective against gods." The woman could only sigh deeply. "Don't you recognize it? Just as you predicted, that bastard Zhang Li Chu betrayed your younger brother." The words echoed, but he didn't seem to register them. "But Si-hyung didn't use this," she continued in a long stream. "I thought he would use it. But after all the guild members died, he threw it to me." He only replied coldly, "Is that so?" By then she no longer had the mind to pay attention to him. "Anyway, I've paid off my debt to you." Hearing this, Si-hyung's brother froze stiffly. "What debt?" He sighed softly and said, Are you still holding on to that? The woman replied with some hesitation. No, it's just partly because of my revenge. Your brother, he still sat coldly in a corner. That's not it. Your revenge is justified and those people deserve to be punished. Although a bit sad, he still understood clearly. Your revenge and Zhongli Chu are two separate matters. Hearing this, she gaped speechless. You really are. After a moment, she decided to turn her back, open the door, and leave. Seeing this, he tried to stop her. What are you leaving already? Then he heard her say, I need to fight. As she walked, she recounted the earlier incident. I saw just now that bastard Zhang Li Chu summon something terrifying. Those words directly startled him. What? But he only got the reply, you saw the system notification too, right? That the protection rights were revoked. The mechanical sound of the system rushed back. Protection rights of Earth, no, 274, have been revoked. Along with her words, yes, it suddenly appeared and startled me. It said the qualified candidate for Constellation was dead. Those notifications kept swirling in his mind. Confirmed. Qualified candidate for Constellation is deceased, making him think, if there's such a thing as Constellation qualification, it must be my brother, Kim Si-hyung the Sword. I don't know about others, but I understand him well. Thinking this, he gripped the potion bottle tightly in his hand. I'm the only one who knows Si-hyung's condition. The woman standing opposite also seemed quite annoyed. I don't know what's going on, but everything is really going to hell. Although they were together, she said, this place probably isn't safe anymore. You could really die. The more she spoke, the more his curiosity flared. But why don't you run? The answer to her question was a gentle voice. You know I'm not the type to run away. I have no reason to live anymore. In the end, she still tried to advise him. Anyway, don't throw that away. Remember to drink it. Because the proud sword saint sacrificed his life for it. Hearing this, Kim Simon replied dejectedly, sorry, but it was originally mine. Malsuk felt embarrassed and turned cold. Oh, is that so? Anyway, I'm leaving, bye. She walked proudly through the rain thinking, thank you for everything. At that moment, the system sent another message. Status window. Title category, magic affiliation. Korea level. 1. Strength. 1. Agility. 1. Stamina. 3. Magic power woe traits infinite magic achievement points 5,000. Seeing these numbers, he sighed in dismay. As expected, my stats are pathetic. Now everything is meaningless. Kim Simon held the potion bottle firmly, telling himself, I need an energy source for alchemy. Why is everything so perfect? Only then did he suddenly remember the potion in his hand. After awakening, I dedicated all my time to this result. Without the emerald tablet, I wouldn't even dare dream of this. Simon mentally calculated everything. Perhaps because all that remains is resentment my spirit hasn't broken. I even managed to create the elixir pill, the pinnacle of alchemy. I didn't expect I could actually do it. He directly poured all the liquid from the bottle onto the floor. Si-hyung Malsuk. Thanks to both of you, I achieved the two biggest goals of my life before dying. When the stone met the liquid, colorful smoke rose, but Simon paid no attention, thinking, I don't know if it will succeed in this environment. The magic circle on the ground suddenly lit up brightly, stunning him. But the foundation of alchemy is always equivalent exchange. Just then, a bolt of lightning struck the middle of the array, making him scream, ow! Simon, standing nearby, was also affected and cried out, ah! From the sky, a massive pillar of light shone down on the house. The system immediately sent a notification, a legendary product has been synthesized. His face clearly showed happiness, success. At this time, the system delivered a series of good news. 5,000 achievement points received. This category has been cancelled due to its disappearance. Both legendary alchemy products have been created. Title Pioneer of Alchemy received. First title, obtained. Kim Simon looked at the object and said, so this is it. Information about the stone was also quickly sent. Philosopher's Stone Link, possible level. A legendary product of alchemy. Theory. Capable of synthesizing anything as long as the law of equivalent exchange is established. He held the gem in his hand, his mind full of questions. Linked item C. Suddenly, he cut his finger, causing blood to spurt out. The drop of blood immediately fell onto the stone, making it glow red. At this moment, the system also chimed in. Link, Kim Simon. By some force, the stone emitted smoke, startling Simon. Then it flew into midair with black sparks surrounding it. Immediately after, sparks shot out everywhere. His body had to endure all the damage, causing him to scream in pain. Just then, the ceiling broke apart. Kim Simon was sitting when he saw a head rolling towards him. Just seeing it made him pale with fright. Kim Simon shouted in panic, "Malsuk!" The mysterious eye from above was no less surprised. The Philosopher's Stone. Even seeing it with my own eyes, it's hard to believe. That aura made him freeze stiffly. Overwhelming presence. The eyes gradually multiplied, looking at him. Is this the power of a dimension with the potential to birth a constellation? Hearing this, he froze. What? But the eye said, "This is truly an unimaginable harvest." Those words made Kim Simon tremble with anger. It's all because of that bastard Malsuk Sehyung, damn it! If only my magic power wasn't so pathetic. Fortunately, the system sent a message. Synchronization complete. Philosopher's Stone has been placed in the correct position. Magic power stat has been converted into the unique stat synthesis power. Achievement obtained. Unique stat received. Those words made him slightly confused. Unique stat. Yet the stone directly pierced into his chest. Although this was slightly painful, it filled him with determination. The power to synthesize anything I desire. What do I desire? He looked straight at the eye above and thought to himself, counterattack that bastard. Despite the great pain, Kim Si-hyung forced himself to think further. Live a life no longer pathetic, you. Just as the pain reached its peak, a notification appeared. Searching for a suitable target in the owner's category. Search failed. Neon Naken. Expanding search range by consuming synthesis power. Search complete. Most suitable target is book XXXX. Synthesis power required for equivalent exchange is insufficient. He grew increasingly pained and screamed, "Ah!" A circle appeared around him with an echoing sound. Based on the owner's current state, the Philosopher's Stone will use its own synthesis power. Kim Simon's hand suddenly rose as if manipulated by some mysterious force. To begin the independent synthesis process, he snapped his fingers and instantly a blinding light appeared all around. The blood-red eye saw this and was stunned, not understanding what was happening. Purple sparks enveloped the book, while the system announced the birth of a divine item never created before has caused the eyelid of XXXX, its original owner, to twitch. He shifts his attention towards Kim Simon. Hearing that, the eye furiously screamed, "What? This is impossible, truly unbelievable. How could a human create the product of a foolish father?" But then he collapsed with an echoing sound. For the first time, the attention of a constellation has been received. His eyes gradually closed, but the echo continued to resound in his ears. 1,000 achievement points received. The attention of XXXX. A constellation not registered in the galactic arena has been attracted. Title Attractor of Gazes from Afar received. This category has been deactivated due to its disappearance. Kim Simon remained flattened on the ground, thinking, I don't know what's happening, but the scene before him gradually blurred. At least I really managed to counterattack that bastard. Malsuk's figure also gradually disappeared. Everything slowly faded to black. Sometime later, in a bustling urban area with a high-reaching sky, rays of light streamed in through the window. After a while, Kim Simon slowly woke up from his daze. Where is this? Before him, an airy space with simple furniture gradually appeared. He froze for 3 seconds before suddenly being taken aback. Kim Simon shot up, yelling, "Is this my old studio apartment?" Thoughts immediately flooded his mind. Was that dark red eye just an illusion? But the feeling I experienced was so real. Like death, I still can't forget it. Suddenly, a vibration next to him startled Kim Simon. He picked up the object and realized, a phone. Only China and America still exist, but both are also in chaos. This is why I gave up using a phone long ago. When he looked at the phone, he was shocked. And 2030, with over 100 missed calls from Kim Si-hyung and Lee Yu-jung. He looked outside, telling himself, did I go back 11 years? Even now, he still couldn't believe the truth I've returned to when I was 28. But images from the past flooded back once more. Back then, certainly. The Philosopher's Stone controlled my body and performed some kind of synthesis. Did it bring me back? As his hands moved, he felt a strange sensation. Wait! Deep in Kim Simon's mind, he was very surprised. This feeling is different from before. Although sitting on the bed, he felt very adrift. Even though I've returned 11 years back to when I was 28, but I can't be happy. That was a very difficult time because of the magical impotence caused by that incident. As Kim Simon looked at the glasses on the table, memories flooded back. My eyesight was so bad I had to wear glasses. The scene before him, however, was now crystal clear and all his senses were sharp. Simon stared intently at his hands, thinking. But now, the heavy, suffocating feeling of magical impotence has completely disappeared. A spark of determination flashed in his eyes. I need to check more carefully. When Kim Simon called out status window, a flood of information appeared. Title Pioneer of Alchemy. Type Magic Affiliation. Korea Level 1. Strength 4. Agility 4. Stamina 5. Synthesis. Power 10. Trait. Philosopher's Stone. Achievement points. 1. Eero 12 500. Kim Simon's eyes landed on those numbers and he froze. After connecting the events, he was startled. Wait, instead of magical impotence now, it's the Philosopher's Stone. Kim Simon gently touched his chest, thinking, so the Philosopher's Stone used to be inside my chest. But then he got lost in his thoughts again. Did it become a trait after the linking process? Anyway, the Philosopher's Stone granted my wish. After a long while, Kim Simon could only let out a sigh. Phew, ha 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 ha. I never thought this day would come. The feeling of magical impotence, like shackles worn, my whole life has vanished. Stepping off the bed, Kim Simon muttered, I can't stand being this sober anymore. I need to drink something. He quickly opened the cabinet and popped open a can of beer. As he drank, his mind was still busy thinking. More than one or two things have changed since the magical impotence disappeared. My overall stats have also been restored to their initial state. But then, the taste brought Kim Simon back. The real taste of beer. I can finally taste it. Then he paid attention to the information provided by the system again. The average stat for level 1 is 5 in all stats. I'm only 1 point short in each stat, but a stat of 10. Something only outstanding rookies possess. Suddenly, Kim Simon's eyes seemed to land on something. After having his mind cleared, he exclaimed, wait, not magic power, but synthesis power. His brain quickly synthesized the events that had occurred. The magic power stat was converted into the unique stat synthesis power. The achievement for obtaining a unique stat was acquired. The system clearly stated unique stat. Just that much information was enough to make Kim Simon happy. So, I've become the owner of a unique stat. Truly amazing. And at level 1, having lived through one life, he understood clearly. In my previous life, only a few players possessed unique stats. Most of them became high-level figures like Si Hyuk or Zhang Li Chu. But then Simon placed the beer can back on the table, thinking, no one can predict life. Taking advantage of the free time, he asked the system, by the way, what's going on with the achievement points? Then he received a notification. Achievement points. 1. Eero 12 500. This slightly baffled Simon. 1. Eero 12 500 achievement points. I don't know where I got them, but I'll worry about it after the achievement shop opens. After thinking for a moment, he decided to try looking into his own titles. While the system was loading, his mouth kept moving. Let's take a look. Fortunately, as it was a high-end system, the information was quickly provided in full. Pioneer of Alchemy Type Growth. A title for the alchemist who synthesized all legendary alchemy products, provides a small bonus related to synthesis. With just those lines, Kim Simon couldn't contain himself. This is insane. A title related to profession and it's a growth type. This made him secretly rejoice. Even Malsuk, a latecomer among the high-level characters, dominated thanks to an overly powerful title from the demon realm. And now, I have one like that. Not stopping there, he still wanted to know more. Let's check the other titles. Is there a better title? The system responded with a new title, Attractor of Gazes from the Outside. A title for one who has attracted the gaze of an entity that can be called the outside. Whether it's luck or misfortune, no one knows, but this is certainly a significant event. However, that title made him a bit surprised. When did I get this title? Kim Simon read and pondered gaze from the outside. What exactly is the outside? After thinking for a while without figuring it out, he blamed it. Is it just a useless trait? Thinking about it got boring, so he decided to rest. Oh well, having it is better than nothing. Deep down, Kim Simon still felt some joy. The most important thing is that my magical impotence has been cured. By the way, let's test it out a bit. He decided to do it and took a deep breath. First, decompose the ignition formula, turn it into a form suitable for magic. Finally, gather all the power into the palm, then transfer the synthesis power into it. But very quickly that power dissipated, seeing that his face hardened as he thought to himself, just as expected. So even though it's a magic type, using synthesis power for magic is impossible. Kim Simon didn't hesitate and quickly pulled open a drawer to find a piece of chalk. It will be different if I draw a synthesis circle. Synthesis inherently requires drawing a synthesis circle. As he drew, he muttered in his head, "If I have the disadvantage of not being able to use magic, I must have a huge advantage in synthesis. Let's try drawing the synthesis circle." Just then, the philosopher's stone emitted a crimson glow. This made him feel a little worried. What's this? My body is it rejecting it? Meanwhile, the stone continued to emit a large flow of power, making Kim Simon wonder, perhaps it's the philosopher's stone. That flow of power gradually penetrated his body. It calls this method primitive and barbaric. Why use such an inefficient method? Thinking back since I possessed the philosopher's stone, how did I think about synthesis? At that moment, streams of memories flooded his mind. Somehow, Kim Simon snapped his fingers again. Then he closed his eyes to rest. It seems the thing I want to synthesize. The surrounding space shifted to another dimension. Shape a spear. That's right, like the spear that damn Zhang Li Chu used. A spear would be very suitable. If it has additional special abilities or options, the stronger, the better. After a moment, his eyes opened, looking straight ahead. The price to pay for synthesis. From Kim Simon's hand, a dazzling aura emanated. It's my synthesis power. Just as he thought that the philosopher's stone reacted violently, causing him pain. Unable to bear it, he braced his hands on the ground to support his body. Just then, the system sent a notification: synthesis power is completely insufficient to achieve the desired synthesis. Although kneeling on the ground, Simon was still furious but could only curse inwardly. Damn it! As he clutched his chest in pain, the system still sent new information. Philosopher's stone unstable. Searching for another path? Owner has found a solution from available resources. But there was no bargain, because when the system reported, he was shocked. Philosopher's stone requires 1 million achievement points to restore stable state, making Simon cry out, "What?" And the system asked, "Do you accept yes, no?" While he was still frozen 1 million points. In his mind, he connected everything. Thinking back, the philosopher's stone cured my magical impotence. It's a pity, but it also sent me back 11 years. Finally, he decided to risk it and chose, yes, you have proven your worth, so I trust you, philosopher's stone. Very quickly, the system reported back 1 million achievement points. Consumed philosopher's stone has fully recovered from its unstable state. Receiving this, he felt very satisfied. Excellent. Now alchemy is much easier to control. Thinking that, Simon snapped his fingers once more. So now it should work right. But unfortunately, nothing happened after the snap echoed. Yet the system reported again, synthesis power insufficient to achieve desired synthesis, driving him crazy with anger. Again, what the hell are you demanding? That's so great. He coolly brushed his hair back and said, so annoying. His hands had unconsciously clenched tightly sometime before. Even in desperate circumstances due to magical impotence, I could still synthesize legendary products. Yet now, I can't even synthesize a spear with some special abilities. Fortunately, the system sent a message at this moment. Philosopher's Stone requires 500 achievement points to establish the missing equivalent exchange. Do you accept? Yes. No making. Simon annoyed. Huh. After spending 1 million points, an extra 500 points is nothing, right? Without hesitation, he said, all right, I already spent 1 million points. What's another 500? Instantly, Simon chose yes. Now he wanted to try one more time, silently pleading in his head, please. Simon snapped his fingers while thinking, this better be worth it. Luckily, at that moment, a golden light appeared. Lightning bolts echoed in the room, stunning him. People walking outside saw the scene and couldn't help but murmur in awe. Oh, startled me. A lightning bolt struck down from the sky. The glass window, unable to withstand the pressure, shattered into many pieces. Yet those lightning bolts didn't stop. One of them struck the floor right near Kim Simon's feet. From the system, another notification arrived. Constellation Heems is observing you. The scene suddenly shifted to a building in the deep blue sky. Inside, a group of people were discussing something. Within that group was a mysterious person. Constellation Hermes shows interest in the sudden appearance of the Olympus lightning bolt. Not only that, but there were others too. Constellation Athena also shows interest in the sudden appearance of the Olympus lightning bolt. Hearing that news, Kim Simon couldn't help but be surprised. What constellations? While the system announced Constellation Aries shows interest in the sudden appearance of, he was still bewildered. Why are the constellations suddenly paying attention to me? After some discussion, the system reported again, constellations of Olympus are astonished by the traces left on you. When they had left, the system's voice still echoed. The constellations of Olympus hastily keep their distance. The vast room was now extremely empty. Only 3 kings remained sitting firmly unwavering. But high above, a god was intently observing everything. And very surprising information was that, among them, the ruler of Olympus constellation Zeus shows immense interest in you. The more he heard, the less he dared believe reality. The constellations of Olympus are retreating because of the traces left on me. Sitting for a while, Kim Simon figured it out. Could it be because of that title, Attractor of Gazes from the Outside? A title for one who has attracted the gaze of an entity called the Outside. Whether it's luck or misfortune, no one knows, but this is certainly an important event. Just then, the spear on the floor emitted powerful streams of light. Although he saw it, he still didn't understand anything. But what is this movement? The spear grew increasingly brilliant in the golden light. After composing himself for a moment, he snatched it. At that moment, Kim Simon's entire body seemed to feel a colossal surge of power. At that time, the system appeared before his eyes once again. All the information about the spear appeared. Astrapy rank, pseudo-love 10, spear of Zeus, the god ruling Olympus. It can control lightning bolts, but for some reason cannot exert its full power, leaving Simon stunned. What the heck? Astrape, he seemed to grasp its strength. Isn't this the main weapon of the Thunder Emperor? Alexander. Deep down, he thought of that item, Thunder Emperor Alexander. Despite losing his connection, still maintained his position as a top-tier master. In his mind, the image of a tall, imposing man holding a spear appeared with the thought, moreover. Despite being a spear fighter, his attack power rivaled the lightning magic of magic system masters. Kim Simon's eyes landed on the spear because of that power. I can't believe I could synthesize a weapon like this. I can't believe I could synthesize a weapon like this. But compared to the real Astrape, which could incinerate everything around just by being equipped, this thing looks truly mediocre. Due to his prior distrust of the system, he thought, just like its rank suggests, it's just a pseudo-version fake. Kim Simon looked out at the broken glass, his heart full of thoughts. Even Zeus only showed interest without making any sponsorship offers. That's not surprising either. Suddenly, he realized something and said, wait a minute. Kim Simon's brain had to work at full capacity to understand everything, thinking back. The system never said synthesis was impossible. Synthesis power is completely insufficient to achieve the desired synthesis, making him happy. Conversely, if I can meet the synthesis requirements, Kim Simon's face filled with pride. Does that mean I can synthesize the real Astrape? His expression carried full confidence. Having my magical impotence cured and going back 11 years was already a miracle. But if I can synthesize legendary-grade weapons just by performing equivalent exchange, this alchemy is truly an insane ability. But suddenly, the spear gradually disappeared. In just a moment, it vanished completely, as if it had never existed in the world, leaving him frozen stiff. What's this? Backlash from the synthesis process. What about my achievement points? Just this made Kim Simon look incredibly pathetic, but he could only curse inwardly. Damn it, I wasted 500 achievement points. At level 1, the value of 500 achievement points is immense. I take back what I said earlier. He looked at the empty space before him and could only sigh. Now this is an insane ability in a different sense. Losing 500 achievement points is truly discouraging. Suddenly, the system sent another notification. Philosopher's Stone minimizes backlash proportional to the rank and level of the Philosopher's Stone. 50 consumed achievement points have been returned, making him even more surprised. It returned the achievement points spent on the synthesis process. Immediately, Kim Simon called the system Status Window. His hands swiftly selected Check. Information about the stone quickly appeared. State Philosopher's Stone Link. Kim Si-hyung, Level 1, Rank FA, Legendary Product of Alchemy. As long as equivalent exchange is established, anything can be synthesized. Receives absolute correction in all aspects related to alchemy. Looking at it, he couldn't help but ponder. It's completely different from the initial status window. Philosopher's Stone, Link Rank. Legendary Product of Alchemy. Just need to establish equivalent exchange to synthesize everything. Before there was no level, and the rank was just a question mark. Is this due to the link and the time reversal? Then Simon decided to reach out to the stone within his body. Philosopher's Stone, let me ask you 2 points. He looked at the ruined room and asked, if this change occurred due to the link, does that mean the linked person's growth is affected by me? As soon as the question ended, the stone glowed bright red. Seeing that reaction, Kim Simon smiled. Affirmative, so that's how it is. Although the room was ruined, the outside was still intact, but he still thought magic system players have to go through the incantation process. The broken objects gradually floated up with Kim Simon's thought. Even alchemy requires drawing a synthesis circle and preparing materials. While performing that action, he thought, who synthesizes without a circle so effectively? But a smile still played on his lips. It completely surpasses synthesis using a circle. Eventually, those objects were gradually completed under his thought. This is a revolution in alchemy. No, in the entire field of magic. Finally, the room was intact again. Thanks to this, I've mastered a new synthesis method. Finally, he let out a sigh. With my current alchemy level, the tutorial stage won't be a problem. It's definitely 5 p.m. today, right? But now the clock was already pointing close to 5 o'clock. He looked at the clock and calculated January 17th, 2030. 5:00 p.m. I can't forget. That was the day I received the first summons for the tutorial stage to be recognized as a true player of the arena. Thinking this, Kim Simon could only sigh deeply. How ironic. Of all days, I returned in time exactly on the tutorial summons day. That past made him inevitably sad. The event back then must have been territory conquest with magical impotence. I couldn't even step into the territory before an arrow pierced straight through my head. But now, I'm not afraid anymore. Kim Simon's eyes filled with pride, because I have alchemy. At this moment, he picked up the phone beside him. Speaking of which, I received messages earlier. On the phone were still dozens of missed calls from Kim Si-hyung and Lee Yu-jung. He stared intently at the phone, muttering to himself, Si-hyung, are you happy? How embarrassing, I should have fulfilled my responsibility as an older brother. Kim Simon immediately sent a message to his brother Kim Si-hyung. I got into the Awakening Academy. Haha, Kim Si-hyung. I rolled diamond tier and got a new trait. Now I have 3 traits, but I don't know how to use this one at all. The messages continued. Kim Si-hyung, did you go see the sunrise? Yet I'm in my final year, so it's hard to go anywhere. Making him happy? This kid you sent so many? The phone in his hand remained silent. Back then, what a bright kid he was. Kim Simon stared intently at the screen. I didn't realize at the time how much suffering the person inside him was enduring. The more he thought, the more determined he became. Now that I've turned back time, I know that the target of the galactic arena is my own brother. I can change everything from now on. But then Kim Simon's gaze fell. But first, I need to mend my relationship with him. As a result, after thinking all morning, he still couldn't figure it out. But what should I send? I don't know what to say at all. Why am I so stressed about this? So troublesome, just as he thought that his hands started typing continuously on the keyboard. But suddenly, his expression changed. On the screen besides his brother's messages, there was still Lee Yu-jung. His hands trembled like a leaf. That's right, at this time she's still alive. His lips pressed tightly together in shock, but he could only sigh deeply, thinking, calm down, that hasn't happened yet. Memories of that day returned. This made his head ache incessantly. I can change it. Waiting a moment, his eyes snapped open. No, I must change it. Fortunately, the system sent a notification again. Congratulations. You have been selected to participate in the arena tutorial. You will be summoned to the tutorial stage shortly. Please prepare. Summoning time 9 minutes 59 seconds. If you have an arena access device, please equip it before use, making him confused. This time, definitely. Kim Simon's hands clenched the bedsheet tightly. Memories flooded back, making him even more determined. The miserable life of someone magically impotent, and all the misfortunes about to happen. I will destroy everything and rebuild from scratch. So he made a decision. I request early entry. After Simon teleported to the edge, the system announced welcome to the tutorial stage. Tutorial stage overview. The event for this stage is territory conquest, number of participants 100. Simon immediately recognized the familiar scenery. Just like before, it's the dense forest map again. It really feels like I've gone back in time. The rules of the game are very simple. Earn points by capturing territory or eliminating other players. The tutorial stage will begin now. He looked towards the marked cylindrical area. It's been a long time since I participated in the arena. This time, I'll play it safe and aim for the highest rank. Suddenly, there was another notification from the system. The gaze of Constellation Zeus is increasingly focusing on you. Before he could compose himself, the screen displayed, Constellation Zeus has given you a mission. 2 consecutive notifications popped up. Mission window activated. Sponsorship window activated. Simon stared blankly at the system. Missions and sponsorships. They usually only open after completing the tutorial stage. Activated right now. The god's mission was revealed. Mission Constellation Zeus expresses deep curiosity towards you. The one who attracted his attention. Achieve rank 1 in this territory. Conquest event. Reward, 1,000 achievement points. This wasn't outside his expectations. Truly the style of the god ruling Olympus. If you don't reach rank 1, he won't even bother looking right. Kim Simon was moved by the generous reward, and for a tutorial event to reward 1,000 achievement points, I have to do it rank 1, at any cost. He seemed to know well that Zeus was watching the match. But hey, Lord Zeus, Simon looked up to express to him, if you could add another 100 points, it would be more interesting. Instantly, the gray sky crackled with thunderous lightning. He scratched his head to defuse the situation. Haha, just kidding. So the sky became clear again, Simon muttered as he walked. In the name of the ruler of Olympus, you're surprisingly stingy. Elsewhere in the forest, the blood stain on the tree trunk was still fresh. Along with it came a piercing scream. A player had logged out from the edge. Kim Min-hyung of the Sung Sam Guild was the culprit. Hey, as expected, the reward is truly sweet. He ruthlessly pulled the arrow from the opponent's neck, worthy of a major corporation. It seems the player just eliminated possessed valuable items. Even consumable items like this are high grade. Min-hyung chose to harm others to seize territory. The guild just told me to survive and return, but I can't just stop there. He gripped the weapon tightly in his hand. After being kicked out of that damn academy, I can't just remain an ordinary member of the guild. Min-hyung gritted his teeth in anger, vowing to himself, I'll make them regret abandoning someone like me. This stage didn't just have forests, there were also treacherous mountain ranges. Kim Simon walked leisurely through the forest. He looked around, searching. I remember it's around here. Suddenly, he noticed a stream not far away. Simon followed the path to the edge of the bank, found it. Min-hyung perched in a tree spotted him. He's not paying attention. He slowly lowered himself. It's been a long time since I saw this stream. He used his bow and arrow, wanting to make Simon log out, a participant with no equipment in this match. How lucky. Min-hyung silently assessed his next victim. No matter how good his traits are without equipment, he's still a rookie. His eyes turned vicious. Thanks for the free kill. The arrow shot off with terrifying force, flying straight toward Simon. Within an inch, he finally made his move. Simon controlled the water, making it rise high, simply slicing the arrow in two. His expression unchanged. He had seen his position, knew it. Min-hyung was still gaping. Simon snapped his fingers towards him. Is it that guy? Instantly, there was an earth tremor in the treetop, causing him to fall to the ground. Min-hyung rolled several times before regaining his composure. He gritted his teeth, turned, and glared at him. A magician. He seemed to have guessed, but he had no intention of giving up, even so losing to someone without equipment. Min-hyung stubbornly drew his bow and shot towards him. "Take this." The arrow flew, but his face was drained of blood. Simon counterattacked quickly, nearly making him log out. "Ah." He praised provocatively. "Nice move, huh?" He panted heavily, hissing angrily. "What?" He raised his hand towards him. Several magic sparks shot out. I aimed straight for the head. But impressive dying at this guy's hands is also satisfying enough. Veins popped on Min-hyung's face. "You—" He was provoked and wanted to rush forward to fight. "What nonsense are you spouting?" From his sides he drew two daggers, roaring. Loudly, Min-hyung wanted to use this to finish him off. He suddenly asked, "A B-rank trait swift movement, huh?" He realized, stunned, questioning, "What? How did you know?" Simon smiled without speaking. He knew he was right. In an instant, the ground surged up into sharp earth spikes, piercing through him. Min-hyung spat out a mouthful of red blood. His face was now incredibly unsightly. You Academy." He chuckled, confident of victory. Are you asking if I'm from the Awakening Academy?" Kim Simon smiled meaningfully. He snapped his fingers again, adding, "There's no way that place would accept me." Sunlight suddenly shone down on the two of them. A halo enveloped Min-hyung's body. He sighed. It turned out Simon decided to heal him. He deduced, "Looking at your full set of equipment, you must be a rookie from some famous guild. You're probably using a high-quality connection device, so the reality shock will be minimal. If this were an official arena, you would have died long ago." He looked at himself without any backup. Thinking back, I joined without a connection device. Simon had seen people die because of the arena. Elimination in an official arena means death, not like logging out in reality now, but real death, outside. That place is much scarier than we think. Moreover, the official arena doesn't just end with the death of the eliminated. In the worst case, when there's no conquering player, if the arena isn't completed, it leads to an outbreak in the related country. And if it's a dungeon or a raid, the unkilled monsters will be released into the real world. Kim Simon was once among the strongest. For that reason, the number of top rankers a nation possesses directly correlates with their national power. Their team failed the mission. Unfortunately, after that event, South Korea, like the small nations that disappeared before, couldn't prevent the outbreak and perished. He wearily propped up his chin, reassuring himself, "Those things haven't happened yet. Focus on the present." He returned to his mission in the tutorial arena. "First, let's check the current situation." Along with that, the system screen displayed. Rank 1, Kang Ho Young. 2, kills, territory. Points, 4%. Rank 2, Lee Seo Yoon. 1, kill, territory, points, 4%. Simon was so stunned he exclaimed, "Huh." He stared wide-eyed at the rankings. Why are the kill counts so low? It's been a long time since the tutorial stage started. His gaze turned distant, thoughtful. I guess everyone is playing it safe in the early stages. Almost all players have enough equipment. Well, this is a gold rank event like territory conquest, so the MMR must be very high. Participants probably possess high-level traits, stats and equipment right from level 1. This must be the reason they chose to play safe. The more they have, the more they fear losing it. Kim Simon was currently ranked 3rd. Some people have entered the territory if the territory points are 4%. They haven't been in long. Given the nature of the event, territory points are more important than kills for achieving rank 1. Suddenly his hand emitted a few magic sparks. But now, I need to get more familiar with this synthesis method. Finding the game too boring, he decided, I'll kill a few more then. I'll wipe out those who want to play it safe. A player wearing armor was running through the forest. He panted heavily, "Ha ha!" But he didn't dare slow down even a bit. He glanced behind with a fearful expression. This is crazy. Suddenly the ground surged up, piercing through him, a sky-rending scream. That guy's here. The one who just attacked was Kim Simon. Damn it, he's fast. The magic was just dispelled. He fell heavily to the ground. Even wearing heavy armor, he's still that fast. He must also have a trait related to speed. He seemed to sigh in relief. If I hadn't struck first, I probably would have let him slip away. Behind him, another person was waiting. The guy rushed out from the bushes wanting to ambush him. Simon, being agile, detected it in time. His eyes flashed. The sound of a snap unintentionally echoed again. A fatal blow left the guy no time to react. Ah! Simon looked at them like a bunch of small fry. Anyway, these guys are truly just fodder waiting for an opportunity. The system seemed to have a new notification. Turns out it was a power increase. Repeated synthesis increases your synthesis power. The level of the Philosopher's Stone has increased. His eyes shone like car headlights. Increasing stats is common at low levels, but I didn't expect the Philosopher's Stone's level could also increase. The victor's smile gradually showed. The idea of practicing while hunting down those playing it safe is really effective. He looked at the guy who had fallen earlier. This is the 11th one I've taken down. Now I probably won't get ambushed again, right? Not far away was the pillar marking the territory. The territory is also nearby. I should head in. Simon started moving closer to it. Suddenly, something was in front of him. He was startled and prepared to use magic. But looking closer, Simon couldn't believe it. What is this? Before him lay many corpses. Haven't even entered the territory. And there are already so many dead bodies. Immediately, he had to check the current situation arena rankings. Kim Simon rank 5, 11 kills. Rank 1 is Kang Ho Young 7 kills. Rank 2 is Lee Seo Yoon 5 kills. Both possess 60% territory. Ranks 3 and 4 also have the same territory percentage of 59. He couldn't believe the results on the board, from rank 1 to 4. The territory points are almost the same, aren't they? Something isn't right here, he thought. Moreover, all 4 of these people have been in the top rank since the tutorial stage began. That means, an idea flashed through Simon's mind, they're teaming up. Teaming up refers to a temporary alliance in the game where teaming up is not allowed. No attacking each other. Strange tactic. He lowered his voice slightly. This is clearly violating the rules. He hid behind a tree trunk to avoid being seen from inside. No matter how much they want to rank high, teaming up right in the tutorial stage. Simon carefully scouted the area outside the territory. Where are they? If they're a group, they must be together. Are they camping inside the territory? He predicted the defensive formation of the 4A tank in the front, an archer in the back, and 2 swordsmen on the sides. Perfect. With this formation, it's truly difficult to fight like a hyena. An aura emanated from around Simon. I intended to save as much as possible because the mission reward is split. The magic in his hand seemed stronger this time. But now, there's no other way. Kim Simon's game had just begun. If you're going to play like that, his magic was just empowered further. Then I'll have to become a thug too. At the same time, inside the territory, Lee Seo Yoon's pupils opened. Thanks to this, she could see through the territory walls. Ji-won was the name of the team's tank. He asked, "Hey Lee Seo Yoon, do you see anything?" She crossed her arms and replied indifferently, "I don't think anyone else is coming." He opened his mouth to mock her. "Are your eyes blurry because your aura energy is depleted?" Seo Yoon was provoked and retorted, "What are you talking about? Besides, my clairvoyance uses magic power, not aura." Ji-won chuckled, half joking, half serious. "Oh, really? That's great. Then you use surplus aura to hunt kills, don't you?" Hitting her strong point, she retorted to him. "But why complain when your kill count is even lower?" He gritted his teeth in annoyance. "Honestly, that's too unfair. Everyone has over 5 kills except me." Seo Yoon chuckled, provoking him. "Ah, who told you to choose to be a tank?" "How funny," Ji-won frowned, extremely angry. "Hey, what can I do when my traits turn out like this? It's ridiculous." She deliberately mimicked his tone. "I didn't choose this trait either." Ji-won was speechless, unable to argue back. The two were about to fight when someone intervened. "That's enough." Kang Ho Young seriously suggested Kim Ji-won, "Now that your territory points are over 60%, I'll help you get kills from now on." Ji-won turned as if he hadn't heard clearly. "Huh?" For a moment he was happy, like a child. "Really? I believe you, buddy." Seo Yoon asked the commander's opinion. "Appa, can we go outside the territory now?" Ho Young looked at her doubtfully. "Go outside?" She used words to persuade him. "Yeah, the number of participants has decreased a lot." She blinked her sparkling eyes. Staying inside the territory all the time is suffocating, but he just remained silent. Seo Yoon immediately guessed his thoughts. Are you worried about that Kim Simon guy? She leisurely blew a bubblegum bubble, reassuring him. Don't worry. I know most of the rookies from the guilds and the name Kim. Simon isn't on any list. Ho Young's expression changed. He also said, frankly, that's exactly what's more worrying. A guy with a strange name killed 11 people. Co Yoon laughed it off, wanting to dismiss his worries. But I don't think there's any need to be afraid. You know, right? All the participants this time are a bunch of idiots. There's only one type of soldier who goes around killing. That Kim guy or whatever is probably just a scavenger like a hyena. If he was that good, he would have entered the territory already. Co Yoon moved closer, pleading again. If you're worried, then let's just patrol around here while maintaining formation. Okay, I'm so bored. We trained hard, didn't we? I'm so bored. We trained hard, didn't we? Kang Ho Young finally agreed to compromise. As Seo Yoon said, after all four of us failed the previous training exercise, we gritted our teeth and trained hard. Because of that, our guild Scorpion even provided us with equipment. As a result, all four of them had 60% territory. Ho Young 7 kills, Seo Yoon 5 kills, Ho Cheon 5 kills, Ji-won 3 kills. Ho Young was still lost in thought. Even though we're cooperating, she continued to reassure him. Have a little confidence. Seo Yoon seemed to read his thoughts, she said. Even if we cooperate someone we've never heard of. Before finishing her sentence, she seemed to see something unusual. It seemed to come from outside the territory. Seo Yoon immediately activated her penetrating gaze. As expected, she saw Kim Simon. She reacted quickly, using her weapon wanting to attack him. Along with a warning, he's here. Kang Ho Young hadn't processed the information yet. What? She released her hand, the arrow shot off. I see you hiding over there. The arrow whizzed through the territory barrier. Simon's figure flickered behind the tree, with just a glance directed straight at the arrow. It suddenly snapped in two in midair. He safely left his hiding spot. Seo Yoon was too shocked to speak. Ji-won also seemed to see it magic. Ho Cheon raised his sword defensively. A type of magic. Kim Simon smiled faintly. I thought I hid quite well. Seo Yoon realized something, suddenly shouting, Celestial being. Her pupils couldn't stop widening. How did you know? He pulled up his hood, honestly answering, I have my own reasons. I've studied the traits extensively. The belligerent Seo Yoon raised her bow again. Oh, really? Want me to test if you've learned enough to lose your head? Before she could act, her teammate stopped her. Wait! Kang Ho Young stepped forward powerfully. A dark red magic aura radiated around him. He spoke, Kim Simon. Right. He still coldly asked the person opposite. And you are hearing that he replied, Kang Ho Young. Kim Simon felt a little interested and asked, Seeing you ranked first, you must be the leader, right? Then came the reply. That's right. He proudly declared, I'll keep it brief. Yet Ho Young arrogantly began, Kim Simon, join our group. The woman beside him heard this and was startled. Appa? What do you mean? The person standing next to him also spoke up. Huh? Are you crazy? How do you know that guy won't stab us in the back? Yet he said 11 kills without any special equipment. He definitely possesses a magic type ability of at least S rank. I will help you reach rank 1. As he was speaking, a hand slapped his shoulder, shouting loudly, Wait, Ho Young, are you sane? The girl furiously roared as if in an empty place. That guy is a magic type. If he really betrays us, we'll all die. But Ho Young comforted them, saying, Cooperating with someone possessing magic power at that level brings more benefits than risks. Yet she still tried to say, But you? But he pulled his hand away and retorted, Magic is very rare, even in our Scorpion Guild. In his mind, he thought, not to mention. Ho Young's eyes had lit up brightly sometime before. It's 11 kills. No matter how good he is at scavenging, that number is too absurd. My. With his genius brain, he persuaded her, once again, think further. Lee Seo Yoon. If we can establish a connection with someone possessing magic power like this, our position within the guild will be elevated. Kim heard this and burst out laughing. You guys are ridiculous. Why would you think I'd accept this offer? Just that one sentence made Ho Young's face freeze. What? Then he said, Isn't it obvious? The way you talk is as if I would naturally join. Seeing this, he could only sigh. You don't like it. Anyway, magic. I'll apologize for that. He just shrugged and continued. I know well the arrogance of those with magic power, but I'm not that type of person. Ho Young increasingly understood nothing. Then what's the problem? Kim impolitely said, cooperation. Ho Young heard it like a duck hearing thunder and asked again, cooperation, what's wrong with that? He didn't hesitate and explained, you ask because you don't know. Cooperation clearly breaks the rules. If this tutorial stage is broadcast, you guys will definitely be cursed terribly. Yet he said with full determination, I don't care. Why should I care about public opinion when there's no punishment? Thinking everything was settled, he called out, Hey, Kang Ho Young. Kim looked straight at them and said, Looking at your equipment, you must be from a fairly famous guild. How do you plan to handle the consequences? Are you confident? Hearing this, he turned purple with anger and asked back, Just because you killed a few insects, you've become so complacent. Finishing his words, he raised his hand to the sky. The entire group on that side was ready to act. Our Scorpion Guild only cares about results. As long as the result is good, nothing else matters. Ho Young growled threateningly, and we are a group of 4, perfectly coordinated, completely different from the idiots you caught. Finishing his words, he pointed straight at him and said, So join us, Kim Simon. This is your last chance. Finally, he took off his hood and said, Truly worthy of the Scorpion Guild name. There's no reason to continue this conversation. Kim Simon also pointed forward and said, Color Kang Ho Young. From his hand, streams of light flashed with the words, Take care of yourself. The sky just clear, moments ago now darkened. Instantly, a lightning bolt struck down in front of them. Ho Young's group was blinded by the light. Only when he forced his eyes open to look was he surprised. The opponent saw this and was startled upon seeing the spear. What is that? He knew clearly he still had a chance to win, so he confidently said, Anyway, rank 1 is mine. In Kim Simon's hand now was the spear full of power. Why should I lower myself by using these dirty cooperation tactics? Ho Young's eyes also hardened as he said, Negotiations have failed. He turned to the woman beside him and shouted loudly, Lee Seo-yoon. She received the order and immediately got into position, I know. The arrow was shot and immediately flew forward. Kim Simon wasn't fazed at all and retaliated diastrape. As soon as the words finished, a stream of light shot forward. The 2 types of power crashed head-on. Lee Seo-yoon saw this and cried out, What the? But the power of the spear was completely overwhelming. Their group was instantly wiped out. Seeing this, he let out a cold, soft laugh. Kim Simon looked at the people lying sprawled before him and just slightly curled his lip. Actually, he was also somewhat afraid of possessing this item. I've only used 10% of its power. Kim Simon looked at the pile of corpses on the ground and was startled, but something's not right. Ho Young rushed from afar with overwhelming killing intent. Seeing this, he became even more interested. You're still alive, saying that Kim Simon also sent a palm strike towards him. But before Simon's eyes, he felt something amiss. A purple light appeared enveloping him. When the dust settled, the space ahead was empty. Kim Simon observed the situation and thought, A-rank trait, shadow teleportation. Did he dodge Astrip with that trait? In just an instant, he was standing behind him. The sword was quickly swung with the desire to eliminate Kim Simon. Ho Young shouted loudly as he acted die, but at this moment he snapped his fingers. From the ground, an earth pillar shot up, making him disappear. The sword in his hand trembled, but he still tried to deny it. This is impossible. Blood spurted from his mouth with each word. Ho Young spoke. Even after using so much lightning attribute magic like that, how is your energy still remaining? Hearing that, he smiled. Ah, this. The spear gradually moved closer to his face as he spoke. It's just something a little different. On Kim Simon's lips was still a disdainful smile. Come on now, Kang Ho Young. Hurry and leave this place. Staying here longer is just a waste of time. From the sky, a blinding light struck the ground. At that exact moment, the system sent a notification. You have reached 100% occupation points. The owner of the occupied area has been determined. The tutorial stage will end now. Kim Simon, having waited until now, also breathed a sigh of relief. It's done. The ranking in the system also gradually changed. Rank 1, Kim Simon 15 kills. Occupation points 100%. Rank 2, Jung Seo-wan approximated 2 kills. You have achieved rank 1 in the tutorial stage. You have received the title Dominator of the Tutorial Stage. You have received 100 achievement points. You have completed the mission from Constellation Zeus. You have received 1,000 achievement points. Despite this, he still felt a little annoyed. Humph. If I hadn't used Astrup, I could have received the full 1,000 points. Then he received another notification. Constellation. Zeus is extremely satisfied with your performance. Fortunately, the system gave an additional bonus. In addition, you have received an extra 100 achievement points. So in total, I earned 750 achievement points. Moreover, upon returning to the real world, the reward for completing the arena will be waiting for me. His face filled with a smile as he thought I gained a lot from this tutorial stage. Looking forward to the next things. Then the system sent a message. You will be returned to your original position shortly. The scene suddenly shifted to outside the Scorpion Guild headquarters, Seoul City. Inside, the Vice Guild Master of Scorpion was talking to someone on the phone. Hey Kong. Ho Young. Then came the reply. Yes, Vice Guild Master. He crumpled the piece of paper in his hand and angrily shouted, You think this makes sense? Madness was clear in his eyes. It's not that you were defeated by an extremely strong opponent or encountered another group cooperating, but you lost in a head-on fight against someone with no equipment at all. As he spoke, the Vice Guild Master stubbed out the cigarette in his hand. Ho Young knew his mistake and could only reply hesitantly, I have no words to defend myself. That answer seemed to make the old man even angrier. As you know, I don't blame anyone for lacking skill. That's something even pouring money into weapons can fix. The Vice Guild Master moved closer and closer to Ho Young with threatening words. But listen here. He immediately slapped him while continuously cursing, losing despite cooperating. The people standing behind heard the shouting and trembled in fear. That's something I cannot overlook. The old man grew angrier. Cooperating is an act that damages your reputation. Do you understand what that means? Knowing he was wrong, Ho Young could only stand still and endure it. I'm sorry. Before he could finish, the old Vice Guild Master threw a stack of papers onto the table. Here, that invoice hit Ho Young right in the eye. He picked it up to examine it but still asked, This is... The old Vice Guild Master had calmed down and slowly explained, Yes. The bill for those who, despite receiving full guild support, still failed to pass the tutorial stage and only caused more trouble. The words were gentle but full of killing intent. It stipulates that for the next 10 years all rewards you earn will be transferred to the Scorpion Guild. Read carefully and sign it. Someone standing aside watching spoke up. Though still afraid, he said, This contract seems a bit excessive. The old man used only one hand to tightly grip his neck. Those words directly provoked the old Vice Guild Master, making him tremble with anger. The old man used only one hand to tightly grip his neck. The accumulated events made the Vice Guild Master growl. When you're foolish, the body must bear the consequences. Do you really want to die? Despite the pain, he still tried to say, I'm sorry, Vice Guild Master. Ho Young understood and ordered him, hurry up and sign. Around the same time, outside the Sungsam Guild headquarters, assuming correction to Sungsam Special City Seoul, Manager Park Min-cheon sat in the room still unable to believe reality. Hard to believe. But he still turned to those people to comfort them. I don't blame you guys. It's just, this story is truly unbelievable. That guy also quickly interjected, I feel the same way. The fact that magic was deployed like that without needing incantation was shocking enough. But thinking about him achieving 15 kills, they seemed to have their itch scratched and spoke one after another. And he did it alone. Took down 4 top players who were cooperating. Another added, That's right, I opened the arena board and confirmed it in real time. Anagar Park Min-cheon could only say, Understood, details will be mentioned in the report. You guys can leave now. Even so, they still felt aggrieved. But the manager reassured them again. I know what you want to say. Don't worry. Our Sungsam Guild doesn't punish anyone for failing the tutorial stage. Those guys were just waiting for this sentence. Their spirits immediately lifted. Not stopping there. Manager Park Min-cheon also said, You can do better next time, right? Then immediately came a chorus of shouts, yes. Finally, they agreed to leave amidst the cheerfulness of both sides. The manager saw the scene and felt happy too, but he still said, By the way, The manager held the file in his hand, his heart full of bewilderment. He took down 4 cooperating people by himself. Feeling stuck, Park Min-cheon sought help. John Hee approximated name any information. Hearing this, she only replied, "Manager Park, we're working on it." Yet he still didn't stop teasing her. "But if I call you Vice U, you'll pout, right?" Though furious, John Hee still said, "I'm not pouting all," but her hand had slammed the file down on the table long before. Park Min-cheon knew better and changed the subject. As expected, it was the Scorpion Guild cooperating, right? John Hee pointed at the file and said, "That's right. 3 of them possess B-rank abilities, 1 A-rank. Manager Park Min-cheon saw that information and broke out in sweat. How could the Scorpion Guild, famous for dirty play, gather such talented people? But deep in his eyes, a calculated look appeared. No, that's not the question. How could one person single-handedly defeat a cooperating group at that level? The guildmaster standing nearby saw the situation and tried to smooth things over. It must be the magic class. They might have overwhelmed them with their unique attack power. But he questioned back, at level 1 with power like that? Even if that's possible, he would need significant spellcasting time. John Hee searched her memory and recounted. The report says he activated magic just by snapping his fingers. Could it be due to their trait and ability of at least S rank or higher? But Park Min-cheon completely denied it. That's one way to look at it, but I have a different opinion. Vice U. Or. He stared intently at the list on the table, thinking to himself, no matter how good their traits are, there's a limit at level 1. There must be something more than that. Suddenly his gaze landed on a line of text. The guildmaster standing nearby also understood and asked, "You mean something like a constellation?" Then he heard him say, "Yes, constellations. If it's a variable at that level, then that makes sense." John Hee, calmer, now analyzed the situation. "But manager, he's only level 1. Just finished the tutorial. There's no way he received support from a constellation." Those words made Park Min-cheon inevitably think, well then, since the Galactic Arena appeared in 2015, constellations only manifest at diamond rank or higher, never appeared at lower ranks. After a while he understood, so perhaps he's an anomaly. Or there's something else that isn't a constellation. Whatever the case may be, Park Min-cheon had targeted Kim Simon. One thing is certain, he is someone we must recruit. ATE. John Hee heard this and felt a bit awkward. Other guilds won't sit still either. Hearing that, he burst out laughing. "That's why Vice U will have to work a little harder." Park Min-cheon pushed up his glasses, looking very cool as he said, "Agreed, guildmaster." Hearing this, she jumped startled. "What?" From beside the two, a golden light suddenly appeared. From within the circle, a pair of slender legs stepped out with a voice. "You can call me Miss comfortably." Even so, she was still slightly dissatisfied. "But since when did you realize this is an A-rank invisibility artifact?" Park Min-cheon just gently replied, "Initially, I didn't know either. But when we started talking about Kim Simon, I suddenly sensed the presence." He continued to talk endlessly. "Anyway, what brings you here?" "You must be busy. You're in your final year, right?" The female student casually sat on the table without any discomfort and said, "I'm just bored. The academy doesn't mean anything to me anyway." Park Min-cheon could only let out a sigh. "If you're really bored, why not try joining a match in the arena?" She actually said, "I just finished a match." But having just thought of something, she asked, "Didn't you watch my live stream?" Making him embarrassed. "Ah, I'm sorry. There was an unexpected report, so I couldn't watch." Yet she grabbed the stack of papers on the table while speaking, "No need to apologize." Reading it, she assessed the situation. "Is this it?" The report that surprised Manager Park. After a while, Park Min-cheon realized it was too late. "Miss Yu Jong, you can't do that? This is top secret guild information." Yet her next sentence was like a slap to the manager's face. "So what? I own the guild." But he still tried to get the file back. "That doesn't mean give it here now." The more Park Min-cheon demanded, the more interested she became. "Miss Yu Jong?" Then he heard her exclaim, "Oh!" The young lady had noticed a name on that list. Kim Simon. A blue light appeared right in the middle of the space. A large blue magic circle instantly opened. Kim Simon gradually stepped out from that circle. He stepped out with both feet to return to the real world. I'm back. Kim Simon dove onto the soft bed, as if shedding a burden. Finally done. At this time, the system started displaying notifications. You received additional experience points as a reward for achieving rank 1 in the tutorial. The binding trait of the Philosopher's Stone has absorbed a portion of the experience points. Your level has increased to 2. The level of the Philosopher's Stone increased by 1. Kim Simon raised his hand to stroke his chin, looking very hesitant. Considering the situation without the Philosopher's Stone, I could have reached level 3. After saying that, he switched to another category. Status window information quickly appeared on the system. Status window, title, Pioneer of Alchemy, and 2 other titles. Class Magic Level 3, Alliance Republic of Korea, Strength 4, Agility 4, Stamina 5, Alchemy Power, remaining stat points 2, Trait Philosopher's Stone. 1. Achievement, points 12. 300. After viewing this information, Kim Simon couldn't help but exclaim, Strength. Agility and stamina are still far behind alchemy power. For some reason, his expression was still full of confidence. It's a big difference, but that's actually an advantage. Kim. Simon clenched his hand into a fist. Why? Because when the level is lower, but the Philosopher's Stone is higher, it's advantageous in the arena. In his head were a series of new ideas. The idea is very simple in the arena, where players of similar levels fight. Everyone is at level 3. Kim Simon was secretly making plans to be ready to fight. But if I secretly hide my real level, he imagined himself fighting simulated level 3. Philosopher's Stone. 2. On the other side, the opponent will become weaker level 3. At this time, Kim Simon would stand under the brilliant halo of victory. This will create better stats than any other innate stat. He crossed his arms, looking extremely smug. Very good. Now let's check the titles. Kim Simon tapped the lines of text on the screen, title Pioneer of Alchemy, and 2 other titles, type Magic Strength. The screen now displayed a long-winded bulletin board, Pioneer of Alchemy. A growth-type title for the alchemist who synthesized all legendary creations of alchemy. Provides a small number of bonus points related to synthesis activities. After reading the lines, he didn't find anything strange. This title hasn't changed at all. Kim Simon recalled Malsuk's words. Damn it, getting more titles is really hard. Annoying. He knew he would face many difficulties, but even Malsuk once said it was very difficult to upgrade her title. Suddenly, the information panel jumped to another section. Dominator of the tutorial title for the person who achieved overwhelming rank 1 in the tutorial. The Galactic Arena highly values promising rookies. Only now did Kim Simon realize and was amazed. Oh, a new title. But this seemed not to satisfy his desire, so there are no other benefits. Kim Simon, however, didn't want to demand anything more. Oh, well, titles are usually like that for a reason. Titles were underestimated even in my previous life. It's strange that I received a growth-type title right from the start. He was extremely satisfied with this perfect result. But that's okay too. The system turned yellow and displayed the text collecting titles will upgrade the level of the achievement rank achievement shop. Kim Simon saw these lines and immediately thought, the achievement shop will be unlocked upon reaching gold rank or higher. To buy stats there, collecting titles is necessary. He was now extremely hesitant, not knowing what to do. Now then, where should I invest the remaining stat points? The system was displaying information. Remaining stat points. 2. Kim Simon sat down on the bed and thought for a moment. Should I invest everything into transformation power? The Philosopher's Stone is very powerful, but it cannot break the fundamental law of balance of equivalent exchange in alchemy. His mind was fiercely struggling internally. All right, I already spent 1 million points. What's another 500 to solve this problem? I need transformation. Power. Synthesis. Power. Why am I thinking like this, heavens? Kim Simon put his hand on his forehead, racking his brain. But I can't completely ignore physical stats just to focus on transformation power. Synthesis power. Even among high-ranking mages, physical ability sometimes makes the difference. This decision is really difficult. He reached out intending to touch the system screen. At least I should raise it to the average awakening level of 5 and consider allocating stats separately. Suddenly, something made Kim Simon stop immediately. Wait! He gently touched the spot on his chest. Philosopher's Stone, let me ask you something. As long as equivalent exchange is feasible, you can transform anything, right? The Philosopher's Stone inside heard this and replied with a line of symbols. Kim Simon immediately asked another question urgently. Then is human transformation feasible? He sat there, but still didn't see the stone answer. No answer. Kim Simon thought again and realized his question was really silly. Well, that's understandable too. Human transformation is considered taboo in alchemy. In his mind, the image of the monsters appeared again. But I know clearly chimeras are the most prominent result of human transformation. Sometimes they appear as monsters in the arena. But then Kim Simon thought about the present day when everything has developed. However, they can also be used for good purposes, just like science has progressed on 21st century Earth. Suddenly, the Philosopher's Stone replied again, using symbolic language. Kim Simon was startled and asked himself, will I really only use it for good things? He seemed quite calm, even smiling. That is my intention. My plan is to use it only to elevate myself. Suddenly thinking of something, Kim Simon's eyes changed. But if I encounter a critical situation, I cannot promise beforehand. His face became serious again, clenching his fist with determination. Anyway, I also have goals that need to be achieved. Seeing this, the Philosopher's Stone said something again. Hearing that, Kim Simon just calmly replied, I know I am fully aware of the dangers of human transformation. Suddenly, the Philosopher's Stone uttered another sentence. Kim Simon immediately changed color, becoming extremely panicked. What, isn't that what you were worried about? He became bewildered, not understanding what was happening. An item opposite to the emerald tablet. What are you suddenly talking about? Kim Simon touched his chest and continued talking to the stone. So you're talking about an item like an emerald tablet containing the knowledge of your faction? The stone immediately replied with symbols. His eyes thoughtfully looked down. It probably isn't too strange. The emerald tablet doesn't contain anything related to human transformation. Kim Simon recalled the past from before. When I first received the emerald tablet, remember having to go through an ownership condition test. When he took the emerald tablet, the system announced, checking ownership conditions for emerald tablet. Just a moment later, the system immediately announced again, conditions confirmed, emerald tablet recognizes you as the owner. Kim Simon also understood the deep reason behind this. The reason someone only level 1 at the time could possess the emerald tablet is because of its binding nature, making it unusable by anyone else. And the anti-theft mechanism incinerate the intruder. He closed his eyes tightly, feeling his spirit was like steel. To be more precise, it kills anyone not qualified to possess it. Thinking back now sends a chill down my spine. If I hadn't been qualified, I might have been burned to ashes. Kim Simon returned to the conversation with that stone, Philosopher's Stone. Are you worried that I won't be qualified for that transformation item, right? The stone immediately replied right away. Kim Simon suddenly clenched his fist, crumpling the blanket. So I just ignore it. Seeing this, the Philosopher's Stone said something. Hearing it, Kim Simon's eyes widened, seeming very surprised. He immediately turned back down to ask the Philosopher's Stone again. What you can partially prevent the penalty when unqualified. Kim Simon's eyes looked firmly towards the stone. Just tell me. At least you can prevent death, right? The stone also replied right after that. He braced his hands to prepare to stand up. All right? Since I am now an official player, as long as I don't die, I can recover one way or another. Kim Simon looked at the system. First, then pointed. First, I will invest all remaining stat points into alchemy power. He raised his voice, wanting to ask the stone a few things. Philosopher's Stone, can you give me a rough image of the transformation material? The stone immediately replied, always using symbols. Kim Simon naturally understood what the stone was saying, like the emerald tablet but a different color. The stone then said something. He immediately shut his eyes tightly. Got it. Kim Simon seemed to sense some invisible power. The image of the object appeared right in his imagination, color dark purple instead of green, and it must function like a modern smartphone screen, making it easy to browse any knowledge. And it must function like a modern smartphone screen, making it easy to browse any knowledge. Suddenly, the system sent a notification. Your alchemy power is insufficient to perform the requested transformation. Kim Simon didn't seem surprised at all, apparently having anticipated it. I predicted this. The system continuously sent more notifications right after. To establish an equivalent exchange, even though the Philosopher's Stone is insufficient, 10,000 achievement points are needed. Do you accept yes/no? This made Kim Simon stunned speechless and fall back. What 10,000 points? I didn't expect this? The Philosopher's Stone said something to him again, right after he immediately retorted, and this is still considered cheap. Kim Simon stood frozen on the spot, not moving anymore. A strap only cost 500 points. Seeing him hesitate, the Philosopher's Stone spoke up about something. Clearly, he regretted the points he had to spend. Damn it, I worked hard to accumulate 300 points. Now I'm about to lose a large amount again. Kim Simon touched the screen full of regret. There's no other way. Then, if I don't try, how will I know? He then heard the system announce, ding ding, 10,000 achievement points have been deducted. Instantly, a surge of energy appeared from nowhere. Kim Simon was extremely surprised by this feeling. This familiar energy. He felt the abundant energy flowing within his body. Kim Simon planned to snap his fingers coolly. His expression was nonchalant, raising his hand forward. Kim Simon snapped his fingers. Immense power spread out in all directions. Hundreds of tentacles suddenly appeared, swirling around Simon, simultaneously wrapping tightly around his limbs. The slimy mass of tentacles gradually retracted into a magic book. This is it, a living creature. As soon as they became part of the book, the system announced, you have created an unregistered mythical item. You received 5,000 achievement points. The option of the Pioneer of Alchemy title has been improved. A new option has been added to the Pioneer of Alchemy title. Simon stared blankly at the series of notifications. The title was upgraded, introducing the Pioneer of Alchemy title, Growth title. A title awarded to the alchemist who synthesized all legendary items of alchemy, reduces energy consumption for synthesis by 5%. He paid special attention to the feature, reduces energy consumption by 5%. It has been upgraded compared to the old title. This means the effectiveness not only increases with level, but also continues to increase as the title grows over time. Conclusion: this synthesis energy reduction option, an excessively overpowered option. Now he understood Malsuk's teachings, assuming ML. Mal. No wonder Malsuk called this an outstanding growth title. Besides the level up notification, the system also displayed. Constellation Black Sun widens its eyes, looking at the traces left on you. You have attracted the attention of an unregistered constellation, Black Sun, in the galactic arena, with an unbelievable chain of achievements. The galactic arena is discussing the player, Kim Simon. Suddenly, the book in his hand radiated an aura. What the heck is this? Introducing the Alchemy Magic Book. Obsidian Tablet Replica, level 20%. A collection about artificial alchemy. It contains much knowledge, including artificial alchemy, but for some reason it cannot exert its full power. He was startled, reading its function. Another replica. He stared wide-eyed at the artificial alchemy book. Impossible, I used 10,000 achievement points and only got 20%. Simon recalled the item a strap. Even a strap only completed 10% with 500 points. Because the Philosopher's Stone wasn't enough to establish equivalent exchange. It demanded more Astrap replica level. Item of Zeus, Lord of Olympus. Can control lightning, but for some reason, it only exerts partial power. He unconsciously propped up his chin and sighed deeply. Wait, seems like something is missing. Don't tell me this synthesized item has no side effects. Exactly this point. His eyes brightened. It really has no side effects. The book was surrounded by a layer of magic. That means it's permanent. So assuming achievement points increase by 20% for every 10,000 points, Simon started calculating the plan. Just 4 more times with 40,000 achievement points, meaning it will reach the 100% limit, will possess a mythical grade item. His smile gradually lost its humanity. If that hypothesis is really feasible, it's truly insane. The stone inside him suddenly emitted a strange sound. Simon placed his hand on it to reassure it. Don't worry. I'm prepared for any penalty that might occur if I'm not qualified. He scrolled through his phone contacts telling himself, just one touch, and I can contact my brother. The alchemy book floated by itself. Moreover, I'm used to the pain. For someone with the arena sickness like me, he decided to test his reasoning. Intense, unbearable pain has been a lifelong companion. Kim Simon placed his hand on the book. And if my prediction is correct, there will be no penalty at all. Feature activated. A fierce wind surrounded him. The tentacles clung to his hand again. Fortunately, he revealed a victorious smile. As expected, I don't feel any pain or pressure. Original owner. Constellation Black Sun seems very interested in me. There's no way a divine achievement would harm me. The system announced important news. Obsidian tablet replica requests, fusion with the Philosopher's Stone. Kim Simon's eyes widened. Instantly, the Philosopher's Stone separated from his body. The purple tentacles wrapped increasingly tighter. The Philosopher's Stone accepts the request of the Obsidian tablet replica. Tentacles swirled into the place the stone just left. Simon looked at his body in fear. Wait, what is this? The mass of tentacles seemed sucked into the small hole left by the stone. He was attacked by it falling to the ground. The current situation is critical. Those tentacles, they're spreading all over my body. The tentacles seem to multiply further. No. If this continues, my whole body will. Simon used all his strength to scream, "Stop! Hey!" He lay exhausted on the floor. Obsidian tablet replica has successfully fused with the Philosopher's Stone. A small change has occurred to the Philosopher's Stone. A new option has been added to the Philosopher's Stone. The level of the Philosopher's Stone has increased to Welcome to the Galactic Arena. At an edge within the arena, today's arena event, attack number of participants. 50 cooperation condition added. Participants will be divided into teams of 5. When all participants have gathered, the arena will begin. A guy walked up to the screen grumbling, "Just finished the tutorial and now have to participate in an attack event." Min Hyung read how the arena worked. Assuming correction of Min Hai Hung, this time will be difficult. And there's a cooperation condition too. He was quite wary of the attack challenge. Perhaps this is still just the ranking test stage. Who would have thought a silver rank event would appear here? The reason he was pushed here was Kim Simon. It must be because that monster eliminated me lightning fast last time. His eyebrows furrowed tightly, thinking to himself, but in a way, this is also an opportunity. Min Hyung would surely make good use of the cooperation feature. I might get another chance to recruit the promising talent I missed. Suddenly, the gate behind him gradually appeared. The arena gained other players. 3 people came together. What attack? What bad luck? Why attack and not defense? The guy in the middle was smug. It must be because my MMR is high. Wasn't I ranked in the tutorial? All 3 of them belong to the Scorpion Guild. So it's your fault, things got difficult. The other guy tilted his chin up and smiled brightly. Don't worry, I'll carry again this time. Min Hyung keenly observed them. Wait, that symbol. On one person's armor was a scorpion symbol. It's the bastards from the Scorpion Guild. Regardless of the arena rank, there are always those famous for tanky playstyles or bad behavior, but the Scorpion Guild is always on another level. First, they form a large and undeniable force. Second, their dirty playstyle always comes with a strange philosophy and logic. They claim it's meticulous pragmatism for victory, but in reality, they're just thugs exploiting every wicked behavior. Min Hyung covered his face in dismay and sighed. They look like a group too. Damn it. So my chance to become a promising rookie is gone. Only now did they pay attention to him. What's this herd? It's a team of 5, but there's only this guy. They discussed among themselves with smug tones. The others probably haven't finished pairing up yet. I wonder how strong the person they pair me with will be. He stood aside silently cursing, still arrogant as always. Suddenly, the Scorpion Guild saw the symbol on Min Hyung's armor. Wait, isn't that the mark of Sung Sam? He turned his face away, wanting to avoid it, but was asked, "Are you from the Sung Sam Guild?" The others also curiously came to look. What Sung Sam? Hey Choi. Ji-won approximated really. Ji-won contemptuously questioned the opponent. Hey Sung Sam member, what's your name? He unwillingly, stammeringly replied. Kim Min Hyung. The guy rubbed his chin, looking thoughtful. Kim Min Hyung. Kim Min Hyung, Looking at this face, never heard of him before. Ji-won scanned him from head to toe. A Sung Sam member, yet you're just a rookie who barely passed the tutorial. Moreover, looking at the worthless equipment, no matter how bad the situation, Sung Sam never equips members with items below C rank, right? Ji-won chuckled with his teammates. I mean, large corporations usually like to show off. If you scored high in the tutorial, you even get gifted A rank equipment. But it seems our Kim Min-hyung didn't achieve any rank at all, right? He was so angry he clenched his hands into fists. These bastards had to grit his teeth to restrain himself. Endure it. I must endure. Min-hyung understood he currently couldn't fight back. Although, I really want to kill these three right now, they are stronger than me. He closed his eyes to calm down. If I do that, I will lose. Ji-won walked over and patted his shoulder. He smirked as if giving charity to others. All right, Min-hyung. We will ensure you pass this time. Just do exactly as we say, okay? Min-hyung fully understood their evil intentions. They intend to steal all the rewards for themselves, right? He tensed up until his veins bulged, silently, cursing, bastards? The teleportation gate prepared to open again. They all turned to look. What's that, Min? Hyung froze when he saw the next participant. A familiar pair of shoes stepped out of the gate. This appearance, it was none other than Kim Simon. He gaped, unable to believe it. That guy? Why is he here? Ji-won covered his face, laughing mockingly. Wow, what a mess. He immediately mocked Simon. Have to admit the arena's matchmaking system is truly special, huh? Sung Sam members were one thing, but they even paired a freeloader with no equipment too. He smirked, repeating the word the guy just said, freeloader. Looking up, Simon confidently confronted him. Talking about me. Hearing Simon's question, he forcefully swung his sharp, dangerous weapon. The three Scorpion Guild members were arrogant, seeing an ordinary person while the one in the middle swung his iron mace forward threateningly. Well, if not you, then who else, huh? Simon didn't hesitate and answered bluntly. Did you just curse at me? He calmly and leisurely sighed. Suddenly, a red stone appeared, surprising Simon. Unexpectedly, this was a stone that showed attitude as usual. What, you bastard? That ugly guy who looks like he was dragged on asphalt dares to call me a bastard. The stone couldn't stand the insulting words and turned to Max Simon. Assuming Max. Mach, meaning tell on. Appa, put your hand out right now. Even though it's a small stone, its sassy mouth isn't small either. I'll tear that ugly face apart and fry it crispy. Seeing this, he felt 3 parts helpless, 7 parts like a father, and rubbed the stone. I clearly reassured myself. But why does my heart ache like this? Being gently rubbed by the hand, the red stone immediately softened. Enjoying this, Hyung, if you touch me like that. What should I do? Perhaps he himself didn't expect this situation while the stone continuously showed enjoyment. Huff. More. Touch me more. Simon thought back and started to regret. If I knew this would happen, I would have stopped the fusion with the obsidian tablet at all costs. Who would have thought such a simple sentence could be so terrifying? On the Scorpion Guild's side, the one holding the mace, Ji-won turned and asked, Hey, what's he doing? The other two laughed contemptuously. Who knows? Did we scare him too much? Ji-won saw Simon as cowardly and asked directly, Hey, freeloader, are you scared already? Then stood confidently, as if fearing no one. The other two continued to mock Ji-won. Why ask? You can clearly see he's scared. Based on his equipment, it seems he doesn't even belong to any guild. He stood judging as if he knew everything about Simon. He probably just freeloads off soft-hearted people and has no equipment until now. But I, Choi Ji-won, am not the type to be easily exploited. Simon's eyes suddenly darkened. So it's about equipment. Then he calmly approached. If it's about that, then you've misunderstood. Ji-won furiously slammed his iron mace on the ground. This guy must be really crazy. Killing intent radiated all around him. Misunderstood. What the heck, are you taking me for a fool? Suddenly, Simon laughed contemptuously. You said your name is Choi Ji-won. Interesting. At this rank, magic or support classes often lack good equipment. Looks like you've been in the arena for a while, huh? Ji-won asked. Seeing this, he looked up, paying attention to Ji-won's words. Then he continued. And you belong to the Scorpion Guild too. The sentence seemed to hit Ji-won right where it itched. Oh, a newbie talking like that. But Simon feared no one and retorted, I'm not asleep enough to keep respecting someone not worthy of being human. The other two boiled with anger and retorted, Ch-ch. What did this bastard just say? A freeloader like you dares to talk big. The leader stomped his foot hard. You really look down on us, don't you? After stomping, he also swung his iron mace, preparing his stance. All right then, that arrogant face of yours. Ji-won roared loudly in anger, running forward and swinging the mace hard. I'll smash it. Simon didn't run away, scared but stood calmly snapping his fingers, exuding killing intent. As soon as he finished the snap, the mace immediately stopped, unable to strike further. Astonished by that terrifying power, Ji-won stood, stunned, trembling. It turned out his attack had been blocked by Simon's power. A green aura surrounded him, further strengthening Simon. Facing the situation of being cornered, Ji-won showed fear, trembling. This is impossible. Me being overwhelmed. Because that power was too great, Ji-won couldn't bear it anymore. At this moment Simon still remained calm, smiling faintly with sharp eyes. Thought you had high agility because of speed, but it turns out strength is the main stat. Or is it because of your trait? The veins in his body bulged, teeth clenched tightly. This guy? He isn't even fazed. Seeing their brother in danger, the other two charged out with swords, shouting loudly, Ji-won. The ground exploded with a bang, dirt and sand flying everywhere. Sangbin, approximated name, strained with all his might, rushing in to fight back. It seemed easy to defeat, but his eyes showed clear shock, frozen stiff, as red liquid splashed onto his face. Turns out he had been attacked from behind by Min-hyung. The black-haired teammate saw this and immediately shouted his friend's name, Sangbin. Witnessing such a shocking scene, he felt compelled by some force to run quickly to Sangbin's side. Bastard. Min-hyung seemed unprepared and turned his head to look. Just as he turned, he saw the black-haired guy instantly dealt with. At the same time, Ji-won was still resisting Simon, watching his brothers fall one by one. These guys? Not much time left, so he forced himself to think. A-rank strength trait stat distribution focused on strength and agility and even equipment above B-rank. Ji-won looked at Simon's hand, still firmly gripping the mace, all in just one move. Then he furiously strained his neck veins. How the hell are you so strong? Simon stopped joking and bent the mace. You still have the strength to shout. Then it snapped in two. Ji-won couldn't believe his eyes, seeing the sturdy iron mace broken in two. The remaining half of the mace was in Simon's hand. He swung it up. Now I finally see the face I like. Don't complain too much. That mace turned against its owner by striking Ji-won. You were the one who struck first. Another life gone. Red blood splashed everywhere, even onto Simon's white shoes. He started reflecting on the story. This arena has extremely high difficulty, indicating high MMR, far exceeding a normal silver rank attack event. On the other hand, that also means the reward for passing will be much greater. Then he thought further. Moreover, this time the fewer members in the group, the greater the reward they receive. That's why those guys aggressively demanded my equipment like that. Then an information panel appeared. Simulated ogre muscle completion rate 15%. Can replicate the physical abilities of an ogre. Perhaps it wasn't much making Simon find it strange. Only 15%, that's really it. Suddenly, a voice appeared. Maintaining this status is dangerous enough. If my complete arm turns into an ogre's arm, then, if the obsidian tablet didn't have the appearance preservation function, I wouldn't have dared think about accepting the fusion. After all, for Simon's strength is still important. But it's okay. I even quite like it. Suddenly he turned and saw something. Turns out it was Min-hyung. You're the last member of the group, right? Yes, that's right. Then Simon asked further. But it seems we've met somewhere before. You look very familiar. Me. Me. I think it was in the tutorial. Suddenly, Simon remembered. You're the one I fought by the riverbank, right? Seeing this, Min-hyung bowed low and extended his hand to greet. That's right. I'm Kim. Min-hyung from the Sung Sam Guild. I hope to cooperate well with you. Suddenly, Simon was surprised hearing Sung Sam Guild. Then he remembered, Sung Sam, that's Yu Jung's. Perhaps Min-hyung saw his unhappy expression and asked tentatively, did I say something wrong? No, nothing. I was just thinking a bit. Returning to the matter, Simon turned to shake Min Hyung's hand. Oh well, since it's like this, let's try our best together. Okay? Huh, just the two of us. Min Hyung was a bit worried about being short-handed, but this mode requires 5 people coordinating. The other 3 disappeared after pairing up, so the system won't add replacements. Hearing that, Min Hyung couldn't help but be surprised. What impossible? At this time, the system displayed a notification. All participants have been paired up. The arena will begin. Now. Time limit, 30 minutes. The surroundings began to change, shifting to another location that looked like a forest. Not wasting time, Simon said. All right, let's move quickly. Our team is already significantly short-handed compared to other teams. Okay? Suddenly, a notification appeared again. Constellation Zeus is observing you. Constellation Black Sun expresses extreme satisfaction with your actions. Simon read these lines and was surprised Zeus is still watching me. And now, Black Sun too. In his heart, he must be surprised and also confused why I haven't even reached a high rank yet, just doing the ranking test. Why are 2 constellations paying attention to me? Even constellations don't continuously observe the players they sponsor. After a few minutes into the match, as if to familiarize the system, announce the mission target location occupied Goblin Base. Clear the target area by any means within the time limit. Time remaining 29 minutes 59 seconds. That announcement was like a thunderclap to Simon and Min Hyung. Everyone was surprised. Wait, a base, commonly called a checkpoint. This outpost changes slightly in environment and shape depending on the map, but basically it's designed like a fortress situated on a bridge. The problem is, Kim Simon said, why did it appear here? Checkpoint structures only appear in ranks of at least platinum or higher. He reconsidered. No, wait, right from the start. The Scorpion Guild trio and Kim Min Hyung surpassed the ranking test level. Kim Min Hyung cried out, "Whoa!" while he still couldn't stop doubting. Thinking carefully, everyone here meets very high standards, so it's also possible, if this is a fair match, perhaps this is a special outpost just for us. Looking on the bright side, the reward will definitely be worth it. Actually, this is good. Kim? Simon smiled inwardly. Well then, since it's like this, I'll wipe them out and take all the elimination rewards. Then he called Kim Min Hyung, so he also replied, "What is it?" He asked, "Do you want to get more kills?" He didn't quite understand kills, so Kim Min Hyung was quite shy. No, just getting through the goblin tutorial was already too much for me. Sorry for being a bit thick-skinned, I just want to safely collect the completion reward. Kim Simon smiled brightly. Excellent. Then let's strategize together in that direction. Wonderful. I can monopolize all the kills. Unexpectedly, the place Kim Simon wanted to go was the gathering spot of the guarding goblins. They laughed gleefully. Kick, 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 kick. Time for shift change. They exclaimed, "Kick? How interesting." They are guard goblins, so they are very comfortable with that. The one standing nearby was bored to death. Don't say stupid things. This is still good. Right now, the leader, Kick, is very difficult. Precisely because of this, they didn't sense the approaching killing intent at all. Kim Simon's appearance made it pay no attention. He was strong, making them scared. That's right, you idiots will get scolded. Kick. Kim Simon strongly retaliated when the goblins didn't notice him. A simple leg sweep easily took them down. They were mostly speechless. That is, Kim Simon's new power, Black Panther. Simulation, 12% synthesized. Synthesized Black Panther simulation, capable of replicating the physical strength of a Black Panther. It's when his hand acts like a covering for the ability to throw the most powerful punch ever, combined with the jumping power of the skill granted by the system. Kim Simon was quite surprised by the new skill. Didn't expect those sensitive goblins not to notice anything, especially since they are usually very good at hearing sounds. He stretched his shoulders to avoid putting weight on his body. Clearly, multi-body synthesis is still extremely demanding. The system replied, "Appa. The fact that you can handle multi-body synthesis is already crazy." After that, Kim Min Hyung was quite shy when talking. Can we really do it? Just the two of us. Kim Simon gently said, "I swept through them briefly before ambushing. Their weapons are just rocks and poison needles." He also said, "They can't pierce Min Hyung's armor, so if we follow the plan, we'll be fine." Kim Min Hyung had no choice but to believe Kim Simon's words. Understood. Then the two of them set off together to continue the journey. Then let's go. The place they were going was a majestic castle with ancient beauty, the challenge awaiting those two young men. Inside were goblins unaware of what was happening outside. They were still happily enjoying everything, eating grilled meat voraciously. This is delicious. Kai kick. It's been a long time since we had meat. Kick. Suddenly they heard a strange sound approaching. It was the hurried footsteps of Kim Min-hyung. He rushed there proudly to engage the goblins, unafraid of what lay before him. They also realized the unauthorized intrusion of a human-human attack. Not yet fighting, but the goblin looked down on Kim Min-hyung. Wait, they all moved arrogant about their numbers on both sides. Therefore it was extremely arrogant. He's all alone, he's only one. Key kick. They took turns throwing rocks at Kim Min-hyung. Even so, he still charged forward as if nothing happened. This human is crazy. They didn't let him calm down, continuing to shoot rocks. Shoot. Kim Min-hyung was in great pain but still tried to endure. The goblins even prepared rockets they had set up. They charged forward holding stakes. Is this all you guys have, idiots? Overwhelming numbers were the goblins' advantage. Kick human. You can't pass here, the human is trapped. They quickly surrounded the path tightly, leaving no escape for Kim Min-hyung. He tried to fly up to dodge them, holding the sword, trying to break the encirclement as quickly as possible. Every time Kim Hyung struck, he hit them, assuming correction. Unfortunately, he was hit by one of their blows. He didn't dare cry out in pain right in the blind spot. Thanks to that opportunity, he gained more time, just a little more. Kim Min-hyung tried to endure. He tried to resist, just a little bit more. Go in. Go in, after that, Kim Min-hyung shouted loudly. It's time. Instantly, thunder echoed through the sky in that space. It was a fatal electric current striking down all creatures on the planet, descending solemnly. A strape. That light shone dazzlingly across the sky, unimaginably bright. The target was precisely the goblins. They bore the full wrath of the thunder god against evil, receiving the deserved consequences for them. It was precisely when Kim Simon controlled that ultimate move with the strongest sword. The system reported, Philosopher's Stone minimizes backlash effect. 50 previously consumed achievement points have been recovered. Recovery rate depends on the level and rank of the Philosopher's Stone, making Kim Min-hyung not believe his eyes. In the blink of an eye, how could this happen? After that, Kim Simon called system window. He looked and thought. The obsidian tablet has fused, and its level increased to E, but the recovered achievement points remain the same. The system, darling, Appa, you don't even know what backlash is. No synthesis material dares interfere with backlash. Only I can control it. At least you need to reach B rank or higher. B rank, Suddenly, the system reported surprising Kim Simon constellation. Zeus smiles approvingly at your effective use of Astropy constellation. Zeus sponsors 100 achievement points. Name corrected. He was skeptical. Receiving sponsorship without needing broadcast mode on, he thought, considering the completion rate of the obsidian tablet and all the synthesis steps ahead, this seems okay. Kim Simon rejoiced. Thank you for your sponsorship, Lord Zeus. He felt the energy in his hand. It's the thunder sword from before. Kim Simon thought again, what a pity. I thought I could use it one more time. Even if you consume all equivalent investments for synthesis, backlash still occurs. But he felt quite reassured, seeing he had achieved his goal. All right, consider this lesson cheap. And so they still stood there resting. Familiar light appeared, so Kim Min-hyung noticed. He just pointed. The target point has appeared. You should leave immediately. However, Kim Simon refused. Kim Min-hyung, you go first. Kim Si-hyung correction didn't understand. What about you? The goblins are regrouping and returning. Are you sure you'll be okay? So he replied, you saw just now, right? I'm fine. I'll finish this and then join the group with you. So just go ahead. Kim Min-hyung didn't want that, but he agreed to Kim Simon's decision. Moved, he said, then please visit the Holy Trinity Guild next time. I intend to repay your kindness. Kim Min-hyung stood in that spot. He tried to say a final farewell, warm enough for Kim Simon. Please, thank you very much. What remained were the goblins, frightened seeing him. He was preparing to attack. Now let's end this. Suddenly, an axe flew towards Kim Simon. He realized, it's the master of those goblins. The main goblin of this tower's master attacked him. Luckily, he dodged in time. Those goblins rejoiced uncontrollably. Boss, you're definitely dead. Boss is here. That was something Kim Simon hadn't anticipated. It's the trump card for tonight's Red Night you. That axe still glowed a terrifying young wine red. That giant was completely different from the others. It growled, human. Kim Simon was afraid a hobgoblin. Why is there a hobgoblin here? He didn't expect that the system had previously said the target area is recorded as a bridge overflowing with goblins. Could it be? Kim Simon remembered the phrase bridge overflowing with goblins. Hobgoblins are monsters that appear when elite goblins are affected by dark energy. And because this bridge overflows with dark energy, the appearance of a hobgoblin is inevitable. Even so, even with high MMR, racing into a hobgoblin is a bit excessive, isn't it? At least it should be around platinum rank. He started using his ability Black Panther muscle simulation. Just then, that beast climbed up frantically. This is for my subordinates. Its force was so strong it could destroy Kim Simon's body with just one sky-shaking blow. Luckily, Kim Simon dodged in time. He moved while dodging, but isn't this too easy? Overall, its physical ability is worse than a real hobgoblin's. Kim Simon seemed quite happy. Power reduced already? At least they still have some conscience. What a relief. After that, he said, even if it wastes achievement. Points to be sure, I need to take it down properly. Kim Simon confidently launched the move like before by snapping his fingers, Philosopher's Stone. The system rejoiced. Yay, I've waited a long time. At the same time, the system also informed him Constellation Black Sun frowns at the repeated lightning bolts of Zeus, making him startled. Huh? The system still displayed Constellation Black Sun expresses dissatisfaction by pointing at your obsidian tablet. Kim Simon didn't understand yet. What's going on now? He was about to attack when that hobgoblin suddenly used its innate physical strength to block. Kim Simon himself was stunned. Oh no, he was forced to dodge it. Oh no. He tried hard to brake to hold back that frantic speed. He understood that, even with reduced power, this is still the ability of a hobgoblin. Suddenly, the system displayed that Constellation Black Sun gives you a mission. He read, a mission constellation. Black Sun feels dissatisfied because you only use Zeus's lightning bolts. Defeat the hobgoblin boss of this round using only human synthesis. The hobgoblin still climbed up reward, 500 achievement points. Kim Simon dodged all obstacles it created, offering 500 points just to perform this kind of mission. The more you fight, the more mission rewards there are. The happier Kim Simon became. I understand now, this is a matter of pride. Especially since I am an alchemist. He completely agreed with the mission assigned by the system. He even happily said, all right, I'll accept the mission. The system said, Constellation Black Sun smiles with satisfaction. Constellation Zeus frowns with dissatisfaction. It said something Kim Simon didn't understand. Constellation Black Sun threatened, that perverted bastard, or should I pay Olympus a visit, huh? Constellation Zeus shook his head and said, that madman is still as wild as ever. Constellation Zeus crossed his arms and took a step back, making Kim Simon feel pressured. The atmosphere is too heavy. At that time, the hobgoblin still charged forward, you lowly human creature, how dare you insult me? But he still re-examined himself. Only use human synthesis. Perhaps that's why Kim Simon was still confident in himself. Well, it's not entirely impossible. Full of confidence, he leaped straight towards the monster. When human and hobgoblin challenged each other, evenly matched in skill, no one wanted to lose. He forcefully used his fist ogre muscle simulation. With just a flash, he could easily defeat the hobgoblin. It shot straight into the wall. That fist still pressed tightly against the wall. Even so, the hobgoblin still frantically charged towards him. A human dares to be so bold. Its giant hand grabbed Kim Simon's head tightly. The hobgoblin roared, attack! The other small hobgoblins surrounded him. The human is caught. Key kick. Simultaneously, they gathered their weapons, making the hobgoblin suddenly see them. They had gathered to eliminate Kim Simon. That giant hobgoblin said, ha ha. How about it, human? Hard to move, right? Kim Simon was hit by arrows but still tried to heal. The hobgoblin said, humans are truly a lowly species. It even mocked him. How pitiful to fall into such a simple trap. and having no resistance at all to paralyzing venom. It even intended to finish Kim Simon with its imposing axe. Let's start by chopping off your limbs one by one. But it didn't know Kim Simon was prepared to stop its punch. It stared wide-eyed in astonishment. A strange aura emanated from around Kim Simon's body. What is this? The hobgoblin furiously said, "Impossible. How could a human possibly? It's still that ogre muscle simulation energy." Kim Simon forcefully crushed its hand, causing the monster excruciating pain. The pain paralyzed its body. It knelt down, still being choked by Kim Simon, that hobgoblin. He furiously said, "Goblins are truly lowly creatures, letting myself fall into such a simple trap." He asked, "Isn't that right? Making it still unable to bear it?" Human pain rendered it speechless. Finally, the very human hand the monsters always disdained was defeated by arrogance. It always remarked that humans were weak. The body collapsed in the center, causing the small goblins to panic. "How could this be, boss? You're dead." The system congratulated Kim Simon. "You have completed the mission from Constellation Black Sun. You have received 500 achievement points." His hand was stained with blood. Constellation Black Sun expresses extreme satisfaction with your use of human synthesis. You receive an additional 500 achievement points. The system replied, "You have defeated the hidden boss hobgoblin alone. You have received 500 points as a reward." He said, "Hidden boss. Turns out it was created just to be defeated." Then the system clarified for him. "The Galactic Arena was discussing you." Amazed by this continuous, unbelievable achievement, Constellation Black Sun sneered idiots with their terrible management skills. "This is why I never register as a constellation," discussing me. Thinking back, something similar happened when I created the Obsidian Tablet. The Galactic Arena began considering the player Kim Simon after his impressive continuous achievements. Attention from the Galactic Arena. Is this a good thing? Let's think positively. The Galactic Arena always ensures a clear balance between risk and reward. Kim Simon strongly moved forward. "Anyway, now I can't change anything anymore. Claim the reward." The system sent Kim Simon home. His pixelated body gradually completed through the game's connection. Simultaneously, Kim Simon saw the system display, "You have successfully completed the Goblin's Corrupted Fortress Arena stage. Defeated all enemies alone under the 5-person cooperation condition. Clearance reward has been increased based on performance attribute bound by the attribute stone, likely intended as Philosopher's Stone." The level of the Philosopher's Stone increased by 2, received Hobgoblin's Battle Axe as a clearance reward. Defeated the hidden boss, Hobgoblin alone, received Corrupted Hobgoblin Serum as a reward. Kim Simon was surprised. Wow, so much. The system also gifted him more, achieved Hidden Achievement. Defeated Hidden Boss, 1/7. Received an additional 1,000 achievement points. He was extremely happy with his own efforts. Ho ho, is it because this is the first boss? The reward is truly immense. He saw the status window, title Pioneer Alchemist, and 2 other titles. Type Magic, Level 7 Organization, Republic of Horror, Korea, Strength 4. Agility 4, Stamina 5. Alchemy Power, 13. Remaining attribute points, 4. Trait possesses Philosopher's Stone. Achievement points, 935 thighs. Kim Simon was quite pleased with it. "At this rate, I'll soon reach 10,000 achievement points." He said to the system, "Philosopher's Stone with 10,000 points, I can synthesize the Obsidian Tablet again, right?" It replied, "Correct. But as you advance further, the required points and growth rate will change." Kim Simon understood. "Oh, is that so?" "Understood." It replied, "Huh, not curious, I thought you would ask." So Kim Simon casually said, "With years of alchemy experience, I could guess." He thought, "Simply put, it means the cost will increase with each upgrade. This means careful investment is needed. Still, I can't avoid investing. Unlike consumable items like Astrapi, the Obsidian Tablet is permanent. Once it's created, I can use it indefinitely." Kim Si-moon recalled defeating the boss. Moreover, the power of the Obsidian Tablet in human alchemy is undeniable. Then the system replied, "By the way, for the second synthesis, the 20% growth rate still applies with 10,000 points." Kim Si-moon was quite interested. "Great. so the cost remains the same until 40% completion. The system rejoiced. That's exactly right. He grew more excited. Good, that's good enough. Just a simple calculation. The power of human alchemy will double compared to now. Then Kim Si-moon pressed the confirmation icon on the screen. But it's better to save some points during synthesis. Achievement points are my main resource. However, dungeon clear rewards don't seem to provide AP. I remember getting them occasionally through broadcasts or arena clear rewards. Kim Si-moon was also quite hesitant. I'm still in the ranking evaluation phase. With this, my total alchemy power is 17. Also, the level of the Philosopher's Stone increased from 5 to 7. Finally, he made a decisive choice. Now then, he opened the inventory of items that Kim Si-moon had collected. It's time for the main course. What he received was the Hobgoblin's Battle Axe rank. All cutting attacks increased by 10%. Attacks inflict paralysis on living creatures, requires strength, +5, requires level 50, strength 35 or higher. An item from the greenskin line favored by warriors, one of the standard items especially among axes. Kim Si-moon read and wondered. Are the item options the same as platinum rank? Even better, it adds +5 strength. +5 strength is considered the highest tier option. Kim Si-moon inwardly rejoiced about the quest. Usually, items only increase strength by 1 to 3. This will definitely fetch the highest price. It's truly a bargain. Suddenly, a light caught his eye. Something interesting arrived. It hasn't been long since I returned. But it feels like a long time since I've seen something like this. Then he took an item from his inventory. Appa. What are you saying? Kim Si-moon accidentally took out the Hobgoblin serum, which made him wonder too, why is this here? Assets. Corrupted Hobgoblin serum. Rank CA type of Hobgoblin serum, heavily corrupted by dark energy, increasing its toxicity. Finding this item surprised him. No way. Appa, did you endure using anesthetics before synthesizing me? Side effect of being unable to use magic. The body's decomposition process during the normal arena phase caused indescribable pain, and I had used special anesthetics to endure it each time. Kim Si-moon sensed its danger. This serum was one of the main ingredients in those anesthetics. The system asked again, but you even made an antidote. Appa, why didn't you drink it sooner? He replied, I had my reasons. She couldn't understand his feelings and didn't want to interfere much. Really? You should prioritize your health. Yes, thanks to that, I was able to synthesize you in near-perfect condition. So Kim Si-moon said, that's right. If I hadn't used the antidote as a base to synthesize you, this return wouldn't have been possible. She replied, returning to one's original self is something even the constellations cannot do. He asked further, but what exactly did you synthesize to help me recover and make returning possible? There is something that can do that, she mumbled indistinctly. At that moment he didn't hear clearly and asked again, What did you just say? She dodged the question. Damn it. Perhaps I can't mention this. After all, even the constellations are wary of it. Too discouraged, Kim Si-moon flopped onto the bed. Let's not talk about it anymore. If it's forbidden, there's nothing else to do, she asked. Wow, you gave up quickly this time. But he said, what's the use of talking about something I can't have? She said, exactly. Besides, the celestial arena has started giving me trouble because I mentioned this. Kim Si-moon wondered, the celestial arena. The system readily replied, yeah, they're spamming me with messages telling me not to mention it anymore. By the way, what are you going to do with this serum? You don't have magic problems anymore. He also replied, right, I won't need to produce it as an anesthetic anymore. So, I'm thinking of making an elixir. This startled her. Wait, you're going to use this poison? At that moment, Kim Si-moon confidently replied, yes, for an alchemist. Poison can also be medicine. This excited her. Oh my, I love it. Controlling the essence of a material at will. And since it's mixed with dark energy, it will surely be intense. Imagine how embarrassing it would be when a poison turns into medicine with properties completely opposite to its original nature. So exciting, he was also speechless. Hey, calm down. She seemed about to burst. Did I say something unnecessary? The next day, Kim Si-moon went to the company. He was extremely stunned to see such a large skyscraper. Wow, this place is still the same, huh? It's huge, really huge. Is this the place called the Gamer's Sanctuary? Well, more accurately, it's called the Celestial Agora. Then Kim Si-moon confidently entered Celestial Agora. Is this the building gifted by the arena? He replied, not exactly. The Celestial Arena directly manages the broadcasting section. The receptionist, seeing he was unfamiliar, asked, "Excuse me, are you an awakened?" She said cheerfully, "There will be a verification procedure. Could you please put it in your inventory and take it out again?" So Kim Si-moon checked his inventory again, finding a bottle quite similar to the receptionist's. She brought out a bracelet for him. Yes, verified. Thank you for your cooperation. This is the player watch. Long time no see. Kim Si-moon put it on, inwardly pleased. It has functions like recording personal accounts, transaction history and data, including team recruitment, the internal map of Agora, and many other features, a type of advanced artifact. She added, "Is this your first time at the Celestial Agora? If you need an explanation on how to use this watch." But he replied, "It's okay. I've used it before." She said cheerfully, "All right, understood. Have a good time." Kim Si-moon looked at the place crowded with many players. His own companion exclaimed, "Wow, so many people. Are all these people gamers?" He said, "Well, some might just be awakened, but without an inventory you can't enter." His companion was amazed. "Wow, impressive. No wonder this place is called the Gamer's Sanctuary." "But where are we going now?" Kim Si-moon opened the elevator door. "The shopping area exclusive to gamers. I have a few items to sell there." The door opened, revealing a few more gamers. He walked normally like everyone else. Kim Si-moon overheard their conversation. "Hey, have you heard? Nah, the new instructor class at the Awakening Academy is top-notch. Yeah, they say it's the best class ever, especially Kim Si-hyuk and Lee Yu-jong, the top two. They broke through the diamond rank and are now ranked right. Ranked? Since when? A long time ago, didn't you know? They broke diamond just 4 years after their debut. They're considered the best in Korea." The elevator announced fourth-floor doors opening. He could still hear people sighing, "I'm so jealous. Some of us have been stuck at gold rank for 4 years." Kim Si-moon chuckled lightly, making his companion curious. Why are you laughing? Appa?" He just said, "It's just funny." The crowd made his less sociable companion perk up unexpectedly. "Wow, there are so many different shops." She asked, "So people buy and sell ores here?" Kim Si-moon also said, "Yeah, among them, there are more guild shops than individual ones." She said, "But why try to sell here instead of the nearby auction house?" Kim Si-moon checked the system again. When an item is of standard rank, it's almost impossible to auction. Most prices are already set. He knew that, and naturally, dealing with large guilds is cleaner. The salesperson saw him and bowed in greeting. "Welcome." As Kim Si-moon walked, he was quite surprised by the neat store. Large corporations are really different, luxurious and clean. He asked brightly, "Are you looking for something?" But he said, "I'm here to sell." He was also slightly surprised. Selling. It's been a long time since someone came to sell. Kim Si-moon boldly presented the Hobgoblin battle axe in response to the employee's question, "Is there anything you want to sell?" Anenri. He panicked when he saw it. Oh, this. He recognized and valued it. Hobgoblin battle axe. And it even has a high-grade option. Kim Si-moon confidently said, "Yes, can it be liquidated right now?" He smiled brightly. Of course. At the same time, he showed the price list. These are the recent transaction prices for Hobgoblin battle axes at the Celestial Agora. Kim Si-moon himself was shocked as he looked. It was his first time dealing with such a large sum, 42 million won. He also said, "Yesterday one sold for 38 million won. But that one only had a +4 strength stat." Then he grew strangely suspicious. "But may I ask where you got this item?" He said, "I'm a production player." "But you don't seem like a high-level player." This confused him too. "What?" he asked. "What is your level?" Kim Si-moon said level 7. But he felt uneasy. "Are you suspecting me?" The employee chuckled lightly. "Level 7, huh? You probably want the full cash amount without needing AP, right?" Kim Si-moon said again. "Wait a minute. There seems to be a misunderstanding. I got the item entirely from competing in the arena." However, the man still didn't believe him. Level 7. You have an item that only drops from platinum rank, attendee. He pressed the emergency bell. Sir, this won't take long. He smirked slyly and sarcastically. If you press this bell, security will arrive immediately, and naturally, the owner of the stolen item will be found. However, people like you often have unfortunate circumstances, so I can help. The employee seemed to be deliberately causing trouble. 10 million won in cash. If you sell it for this price, I won't press the bell. Of course, I'll also keep quiet about this. So what will you choose? Kim Si-mun was tired now. Listening to this guy talk, really. He said, Excuse me, are you kidding me? Suddenly a strange voice entered the shop. You're telling an interesting story there, Director Kim. It was a girl with rare golden blonde hair that only the upper class possessed, along with high-value attire dressed elegantly, arriving at the shop. So after becoming a manager at Apgujeong, you've really become bold, haven't you? He recognized her. Lee Yu-jong?